What's up, everybody? This is day 2 of my road trip throughout 48 states. I am at the Super 8 Hotel in New Orleans, Louisiana. I got in pretty late last night. It's 8:41 in the morning. If all goes right, I'll end the day in Little Rock, Arkansas. We'll see how far I get. Alright, so a couple things changed. First, I wanted to go to the Sculpture Gardens in New Orleans. They were open at 10 a.m. I was using Miami time, which is Eastern time, and it's actually 9 a.m. here. So now I'm going to the Historic New Orleans Collection. It's near Bourbon Street, it's near the French Quarter, it's near all the tourist destinations, but it is very, very, very hard to find parking here. I think I found a place where I can leave my car for about an hour or two, so let's go check it out.
The Historic New Orleans Collection is a museum, research center, and publisher dedicated to preserving the history and culture of New Orleans and the Gulf South. The institution was founded in 1966 by General L. Kemper Williams and Layla Hardy Moore Williams, collectors of Louisiana materials who wished to share their holdings with the public. In its near 50-year history, the Historic New Orleans Collection has augmented its physical structure to include several historic buildings at 2 French Quarter campuses, 533 Royal Street and 410 Chartres Street. Its holdings comprise more than 1 million items from more than 3 centuries, documenting both major and minor. Its 4 exhibition spaces, the Williams Gallery, the Louisiana History Galleries, the Boyd Cruz Gallery, and the new Laura Simon Nelson Galleries, the Louisiana Art, faithfully depict the multicultural stories of the region, from permanent displays exploring the evolution of Louisiana to rotating exhibitions showcasing history and fine art. There are 2 guided tours that give visitors an inside look at the Royal Street property. The Williams Residence Tour showcases the elegant residence of the Historic New Orleans Collection's founders, and the Architecture and Courtyards Tour uses the 7 buildings that compose the complex to explore the evolving architectural styles of the city's oldest neighborhood.
Alright guys, I'm back on the road again. As you can see, maybe the weather is not so good. Luckily I avoided it when I was in New Orleans. The museum was really awesome. Doesn't look like much from the outside. You probably wouldn't even expect there's so much upstairs. You know, it's right around where all the tourists and Acme Oyster House is apparently somewhere nearby. So it's right around there. It's privately owned. It's completely free. You can pay $5 to take the guided tour, but it's really not necessary. They have iPads with videos and music and different things that helps you learn a little bit more about the different art pieces. There's people there that are very, very knowledgeable. Upstairs is a completely different story from downstairs. Not in the physical sense, I mean really a completely different tale to tell. So many awesome pieces of artworks and pieces of history, and even the security guard there is pretty knowledgeable about his stuff. It was really awesome. I highly recommend you go there if you have the chance. Like I said, it's free. It's a really good time. Probably budget around 2 to 3 hours because the people upstairs are really knowledgeable. They will get you a bit more interested in things that you probably thought you wanted to be. Before I knew it, I wanted to spend an hour there. I spent an hour and a half, and I kind of ran back because I only paid for 2 hours of parking. They do allow you to take pictures. Unfortunately, they do not allow you to take video, and that's about it. So if you're in New Orleans, check it out. Right now, I am heading to Jackson, Mississippi, so I will see you guys when I get there.
Old Capitol Museum is Mississippi's most historic building. The Old Capitol was the site of some of the state's most significant legislative actions, such as the passage of the 1839 Married Women's Property Act, Mississippi's secession from the Union in 1861, and the crafting of the 1868 and 1890 state constitutions. The Old Capitol building has been restored to its original grandeur and reopened by the state as a free museum focusing on the distinguished history of the building and the events that have taken place in it. Interactive multimedia exhibits explore the roles of the legislature, governor, and high court, as well as the importance of the historic preservation of the state, the activities that took place in the building after the new Capitol was constructed in 1903, and much more. The building is a National Historic Landmark and one of the country's premier examples of Greek Revival public architecture. When it was built in 1839, the massive limestone exterior, copper dome, and grand interior spaces made the Old Capitol the most distinguished building in Mississippi. Admission to the Old Capitol Museum is free. However, they suggest you call ahead in order to schedule tours for groups of 10 or more. The museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 1 p.m. through 5 p.m. The museum is closed on Mondays. For more information, visit their website at mdah.state.ms.us/oldcap.
What's up, guys? I just left the Old Capitol Museum in Jackson, Mississippi, and it actually is quite interesting. It will take you about an hour or two to go through the whole thing. 1 hour if you just try and breeze through everything. 2 hours if you're trying to like sit down and really read everything that they have. This is the most accurate recreation of the Old Capitol building since it was built in the 1800s. The actual Mississippi State Capitol is in another building built in 1903. So after Hurricane Katrina, the roof of this building, a big copper piece of the building came tumbling down and it ruined everything on the inside. So when they recreated the building, they decided to recreate the interior the way it used to be based on old pictures. As you saw, the interior was pretty interesting. There were a lot of recreations and reenactments, and they had a lot of interactive things. It's a really good place for kids to learn about history. For the most part, they didn't sugarcoat anything. I mean, they talked about slavery, they talked about the natives. I mean, they really went through all of Mississippi's history and how it relates to that building in particular. So if you're in the area, it's absolutely free. You know, take some time to go in there and visit. I'm about to head back on the road and make it to Little Rock, Arkansas before nightfall. So let's hope I make it there on time. Driving in the middle of nowhere. At first it was very fun and interesting. There was actually some really amazing sights that either it was too inconvenient for me to make a U-turn, or I just couldn't react fast enough to get my camera out or whatever it was, and I couldn't get these on camera. So I mean, they're stuck in my head. But I've been driving in seemingly nowhere. There's nothing for miles. I mean, you look out in every direction, there's houses way out there, but everything else is just trees and grass and water. And what if I did not have this Versa? I'd be out of gas a while ago. I'm doing good on gas now, but I didn't fill up thinking, I've seen rest stops everywhere I've gone. But here, stick with interstates. That's my piece of advice. These state roads and whatever road that I'm on, it's quite an experience. It is 8:17 p.m. I just arrived in Little Rock, Arkansas, and as you may know, there's nothing open as far as like a tourist attraction at 8 o'clock at night. So what I'm going to do for my Little Rock part of the adventure is I'm going to go sightseeing to all like the major sites that I can at least take some pictures of and look at nighttime. So I'm going to start with Central High School and we'll see where the night takes us. All right, let's go.
Built in 1927 as Little Rock Senior High School, Central was named America's Most Beautiful High School by the American Institute of Architects. Little Rock Central High School is recognized for the role it played in the desegregation of public schools in the United States. The 9 African American students' persistence in attending the formerly all-white Central High School was the most prominent national example of the implementation of the May 17, 1954 Supreme Court decision, Brown v. Board of Education. In 1998, President William Jefferson Clinton signed legislation designating the school and visitor center across the street as a National Historic Site to preserve, protect, and interpret for the benefit, education, and inspiration of present and future generations, its role in the integration of public schools, and the development of the civil rights movement in the United States. Today, Central High is the only operating high school in the nation to receive such designation, and it is a historic site that includes not only a past, but a present and a future as well, in the form of an ever-evolving student body. The William J. Clinton Presidential Center and Park, located on the banks of the Arkansas River in Little Rock, Arkansas, attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors from around the world to its grounds each year. Opened in 2004, the center is home to the William J. Clinton Presidential Library and Museum, the University of Arkansas Clinton School of Public Service, and the Little Rock offices of the Clinton Foundation. The Clinton Library provides an exciting and educational experience for visitors of all ages. Featuring 20,000 square feet of exhibit space, the Clinton Library chronicles American history at the turn of the 21st century. Interactive exhibits, including a White House cabinet room reconstruction and a full-scale replica of the Oval Office, give visitors a first-hand look into the life and work of the 42nd president. Other featured exhibits include 13 policy alcoves and an interactive 110-foot timeline within which the history of the Clinton administration unfolds. Another section of the museum is designed to present exhibits about life in the White House, showing the splendor of state events, the spirit of holiday celebrations, and how the Clintons made the White House their home. Also included is a gallery designed to rotate exciting new exhibits throughout the library on a regular basis. The center also plays an active role in the Little Rock community, hosting a number of events, lectures, and conferences throughout the year. The Central was instrumental in bringing more than $2.5 billion in economic development to the area, including renovations of the nearby historic River Market District. The Arkansas State Capitol was constructed between 1899 and 1915 on the site of the old state penitentiary using prison labor. The original construction cost was not to exceed $1 million. However, after 2 architects, 2 general contractors, 6 capital commissions, and 3 governors, the completed Capitol cost almost $2.3 million. In 1911, the General Assembly convened in the unfinished building for the first session at the new state capitol. The neoclassical style of the building is a common example of monumental architecture of the 20th century. The marble on the floors and walls came from Vermont, the columns from Colorado, and the grand staircases from Alabama. The exterior limestone was quarried near Batesville, Arkansas, while a softer Indiana limestone was used for the dome. Today, over 100 years after its original construction, the structure still serves as the heart of the state government and lawmaking. The building houses 6 of the 7 constitutional offices and the House and Senate chambers, which offer public galleries where you can watch legislators at work when in session. Reflecting the state's rich history and its hope for the future, the state capitol is a great source of pride for the citizens of Arkansas. It is a symbol, not just of government, but also of the state and its people.
Alright, it's been an hour. It's now 10:15. I've done my fair share of walking around Little Rock. Tomorrow I'm heading for Missouri, but tonight I want some sleep. So I will see you all tomorrow. Good night.